Hello and welcome to Dark and Stormy Book Club. Be called recommendations to add to your TBR. We are going to give you a few suggestions. These are books that have been mailed to us. We unfortunately cannot read every book sent, but we do want to acknowledge the ones we get. Enjoy.
I'm Ann Dart.
I'm Tracey Stormy.
And I'm Kathy Knight.
And together we are
It Was a Dark and Stormy Book Club,
a podcast for mystery lovers.
Welcome.
If you enjoy our show, please consider contributing to the Dark and Stormy Patreon. By becoming a patron, you will help us create better and quality content. There are also benefits to becoming a patron, such as exclusive content and Dark and Stormy merchandise. Become a supporter at patreon.com/darkandstormybc. Check our website for the link. We appreciate any and all contributions. Thank you.
Before we get started with our recommendation episode, I'd like to play for you the introduction to a new podcast that's beginning, and we are fortunate enough to have scheduled an interview with the creator of this podcast. It's one that piqued our interest, and I'm sure it'll pique yours.
It started as a fire call this morning in the parking lot near the Heinz plant. A Jeep Wrangler was burned so badly the back tires had melted. But when firefighters put the fire out, they discovered a body inside.
Imagine getting a phone call from someone who has been dead for 21 years. For the people of Pittsburgh, hearing from Jamie Stickle 2 decades after her death must have been like getting a call from beyond the grave. My name is Jamie Stickle, and this is The Girl with the Same Name. On this season of The Girl with the Same Name, we are exploring the unsolved 2002 death of Jamie Stickle, a woman who shared not only my name, but a litany of coincidences and commonalities. We will talk to her friends, her family, her co-workers, the police, and the world-famous head coroner in Pittsburgh when Jamie died, Cyril Wecht. We will discuss the theories, hear the accusations, follow the money, and pursue justice for Jamie. Learn more, join the cause, and subscribe to the podcast at thegirlwiththeSameName.com. First episode drops Thursday, February 15th, but you can subscribe right now on Spotify and all streaming platforms.
This is our first attempt at an episode called Recommended Reads to Add to Your TBR. We have a list of books. My first book is Good Girls Don't Die. It's by Christina Henry, put out by Berkeley Press in November of 2023. Celia wakes up in a house that's supposed to be hers. Allie is supposed to be on a fun weekend trip, but then her friend's boyfriend unexpectedly invites a group to a remote cabin in the woods. No one believes Allie, but she is sure that something about this trip is very, very wrong. Maggie just wants to be home with her daughter, but she's in a dangerous situation and she doesn't know who put her there or why. So 3 women, 3 stories, one way out. This captivating novel will keep readers guessing until the very end. It's full of mystery, horror, and women who have had enough.
That sounds fabulous. I would totally read something like that. I mean, I feel like, it's always exciting when if you have 3 different personalities, most likely 3 completely different situations, and you're experiencing the story through that. I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tracey.
Well, I have The Repurposed Spy fast-paced, intriguing, and unpredictable story of adventure and espionage. It's by Oliver Dowson, and it came out March 24th of 2023. It says, as you turn the page of this gripping novel, you'll be catapulted into a thrilling world filled with unexpected twists and turns. Will Jones cooperate with the mysterious figures surrounding him? And if he does, will he ever bring him back from the edge? Ooh,
That
Interesting.
one sounds like a winner.
that'll be going on my TBR.
And these are fun because maybe it's something, that came out last year.
Yeah.
And it's almost a year old, but when you have so many other things coming in and other books that catch your attention, I love the idea of bringing these back in front of people and saying, hey, maybe this is something that's already on your TBR. Why don't you move it up?
Yeah.
Exactly. It was winner of the Gold Award at BookFest Autumn 2023 for Best Thriller Espionage.
Very good. You have
All right,
one?
I am next. So I have Miss Blaine's Prefect and the Weird Sisters. It looks like the paperback came out March 17th, 2022, is from Sarah Band, which I have not heard of as a publisher, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And this looks fascinating, actually. I guess Shauna is the main character, and she is a former pupil of the Marsha Blaine School for Girls. Apparently, they time travel in order to save people from the past. And so this one actually riffs off of Macbeth. It's a crucial mission involving, I know, right? A crucial mission involving Macbeth, the Weird Sisters, and a black cat. And I was like, oh, now, all right, I would be all in on that. I'm not always a big time travel fan, but this one sounds
It
like
had me at Macbeth.
Yes. So, maybe move that one up on your TBR also.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
My second book is The Murder of Andrew Johnson.
Ooh.
It's by Burt Solomon, and it's Forge Books in October of 2023. This book shows that history repeats itself. Andrew Johnson, let me just read you real quick a blurb about him. He was called the Great Commoner, appealing to the masses and loathing the establishment. Once Johnson made an enemy, you became his enemy for life. He saw insults where none were intended, and personal loyalty meant nothing. He was also the first U.S. president to be impeached. This is apparently a series, and the investigator in the series is called John Jay, and he was a White House aide to President Lincoln and the Secretary of State to President Roosevelt. There were books on the murder of Willie Lincoln, and then there was a book called The Attempted Murder of Teddy Roosevelt. So this book goes into trying to find out in Tennessee if anyone murdered Andrew Johnson. He had a lot of people who loved him, but a lot more hated him.
Huh.
And that, if you like political thrillers, should be on your TBR.
That's one of the presidents I don't know a lot about.
I don't either.
That could be a informative read.
Absolutely.
This series, I don't know how many, there are at least 3 books in it, so something to check out if you like political stuff.
Very
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
So my next book, when I read the blurb about this, I'm like, oh, I need this book. It's
That's not a
called
bad thing.
it's called Anna O, and it's by Matthew Blake, and it came out on my birthday, January 2nd, 2024. So it's fresh off the presses.
There you go.
So listen to this. It says, joining the ranks of Gillian Flynn, AJ Finn and Alex Michaelides, Matthew Blake delivers the thriller of the year, a dark, twisty, and shocking mystery about a young woman who commits a double murder while sleepwalking
Oh,
and then never opens her eyes again.
oh.
Holy crap! I gotta read this book.
Hey,
That sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
I love when they play with stuff like that. You know what I mean? It just, when you take something and you twist it. I actually have a friend who sleepwalks and they have to lock up the medicine cabinet because she just thinks that she's taking a pill and she's not. Or she'll wake up and her whole bed is filled with pens. So, you know,
Tracy's son sleepwalks. too.
Well,
okay.
and one day I will tell you the story of when I sleptwalked
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
down my street with no shoes on.
Well, at least you had clothes on though, right?
Yes, I have my
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
she's
mean,
wrapped up. She's wrapped up in a blanket. She's
there are
dragging a
worse
blanket
things,
down
right?
the road.
all right. So mine is The Lies I Tell, and that is by Julie Clark. It is Source Books. Book came out June 21st, 2022. Now, this really looks fascinating. So apparently there's this woman who goes by all these different names. Depending on the town, depending on the job, she's a con artist who erases herself to become whoever you need her to be.
Ooh.
And then nothing about her is real. She slides alongside you and tells you exactly what you need to hear. And by the time she's done, you've likely lost everything.
Ooh.
So then Kat Roberts has been waiting 10 years for a woman who upended her life to return. It looks fascinating. It appears what is going to happen is Kat Roberts has been waiting 10 years for the woman who upended her life to return. Now that she has, Kat is determined to be the one to expose her. But in looking through the reviews, it appears that there's a reason why this woman does, because people did some quotes, and one of them is, "The lies I tell serve a purpose, tipping karma in the right direction, returning power to those who have lost it. The difference between justice and revenge comes down to who's telling the story."
Ooh, that's
I know. I was like, oh, now, oh, okay, dang it. TBR just got bigger.
Yeah.
well. See, so that's the thing with these books. We get so many, we can't read them
Some
all,
get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
and
but you
some
can
get
move them up.
lost. And I don't like to lose books. I want us to at least acknowledge them, because somebody will love
Well,
it.
I think these are some great recommendations. I very much encourage you to run out and pick at least one. I mean, we gave you 6.
Right.
So pick one, try it out, see what you think, and rearrange that TBR, because, you can have 147 left. They'll just stuff them in your coffin.
That's right.
well, and next, to add more to your TBR, what I'm currently reading is Darcy Coates. I just finished The Caro Haunt, and
Ooh.
it was so good. Oh,
Tarot, as in tarot card.
Carrow.
Oh, C
Okay.
as in
And
cat.
I think every book she writes is a ghost story. And
Ooh.
I wouldn't say they're super scary, but they're kind of like, they're just enough to keep you entertained. There was one scene in it that guy went and turned the light back on.
That's all right.
What I just started reading is, and I know my mom's read this, is Night Circus by
Oh
Erin
yes.
Morgenstern. And, what would you say, Mom? Like, because I just started.
It's very strange.
And well, I would strange.
You have to read it with an open mind,
Oh, okay.
because things aren't what they
Is it like a fantasy book? Like,
well, sort of, but you remember Something Wicked This Way Comes
oh, of course, it's like my favorite.
way back. It's sort of on that line.
Oh, okay.
So
I like that. Okay.
a circus where things are not what they should be.
Okay.
Are circuses ever filled with things that they should be though?
Well, that's
I
true.
mean-
That's,
So, Mom, what have you just read or reading or?
well, right now I'm reading Lisa Black.
I'm about to start that also.
Yeah, I'll be. That's on
It's,
next
it's
on my.
very, very good. I'm
Okay.
enjoying it very. I didn't realize it was a series
Well, what is it called? Tell me again.
called Deepest Kill.
Deepest Kill. Okay.
It is very, very good. And I'm also reading the book for what we're reading, The Waxwork Man, which is very good. And I'm reading The Huntress by Kate Quinn, who's become one of my favorite authors. And that's another World War II spy story, and it's excellent.
Awesome.
So those are my three so far.
Overachiever.
Always have been.
You
Sorry.
are an overachiever. I am going to start the book that Anne was talking about. Currently, I am writing a book about a diner with dead people because that's what I do. And so I'm not reading 3 books because I'm writing one, I'm reading another. So
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You
It's-
keep writing.
I will.
Is this going to be one of your series or a new series?
It's a brand new series. I'm hoping, so it's through Gemma Holiday Publishing, which is where we met Rosalie.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the whole series is going to be called The Sunny Side Up Mysteries.
Sunny Side Up.
It's set at a diner called hopefully The Sunny Side Up Diner. And the first one is going to be Diners, Drive-ins, and Lies.
Oh, I like
that.
that.
You know, it should be hopefully coming out in around October or so of this year.
Just in time for
Right read.
right read.
Exactly. So,
Yeah,
and then there'll be a
Especially if you've got dead people in it.
I know, right? So there's 3 of those. And then I did just submit to a publisher for a paranormal, and she is a
Is that the one from
bibliomancer.
Salem?
It's not set in Salem. It's actually here in Pennsylvania. There's one place that has a ferry left that goes across the Susquehanna River. It's called Miller's River.
Ferry, not Fairy.
Right, correct. Ferry. It only holds 3 cars and like 20 people. And it only runs from, I think, May to like October. And so I'm putting a hotel there, like an inn, and I'm calling it the Charmed Inn. And she is a bibliomancer, which means she can tell the future from books, no matter what the book is. And so they're having a writers' convention, and she finds someone dead on the ferry. I'm trying to think of what the book is
I'd
called.
like to spend a day in your brain.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
Would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Well, that gives more books than you can.
Throw a stick at.
Your TBR list just grew and grew and grew. And we're
Wow.
going to do this every so often. It's not going to be monthly, but it'll be a regular episode just to give you a few more hints.
I love it.
What's coming up. We will see you next week. And remember,
Life would be boring without a little mystery.
Bye.
Bye.
Someday the timing on that is going to be perfect, and the whole
And we're going to all faint.
is going to explode. Oh, or we faint. I was going a little bigger than that.